monster.
Hey guys, Clogging72 here, and today I have a rant video for you guys about the Smooth Man and the Mercenary tanks. Because this is something I don't usually do. And so that's what I'm going to do now, is just a rant. I mean, I have been ranting a lot lately, and you guys have been enjoying the rant. So here we go, we're talking about the Sharpshooter. So, the Sharpshooter is the first Tier 9 Mercenary tank. And it comprises of a T95 E2 American Tier 8 medium hull, the Chieftain Tier 10 British heavy tank turret, and the E50 Tier 9 German medium tank gun. Right. So, now that we know what three tanks it is made up of, you would imagine, okay, so it looks like you're going to be required to play some British heavy tanks, some German medium tanks, and some American medium tanks, right? And then probably on the last op, they'll make you play German, British, or American mediums or heavies. That's usually how it goes, right? I think the Stubbs was the same way. You had to play British tank destroyers, you had to play American light tanks, and then you also had to play American tank destroyers, right? Because that was what the tank was. It had a Wolverine turret, it had a Chaffee hull, and it had an Electo gun. So that's how you did it. Same thing with the Slapjack. It has an IS hull, so you need to play Soviet heavy tanks. It had a T-29 turret, so you had to play American heavy tanks, and it had a short 88, so you had to play German heavy tanks. Simple. It makes sense. Now, there is a contract going on right now for the Tusk, and the Tusk is a Tier 10 light tank that is made up of French and American light parts. And so, yes, on the 6th, 7th, and 8th of stage of that contract, you have to play American and French lights. So, there are so many light tanks in the game. And then they release the Sharpshooter. And we just talked about what the Sharpshooter was. American medium, British heavy, German medium. That's what you expect to play. But it's not. They make you play light tanks. French and American light tanks. The exact same light tanks that you play for the Tusk. But it is not a light tank. It does not have anything in it that is French. It does not have anything in it that is American light tank. And yet, those are what they make you play. And it is ridiculous. Now, the matchmaking is messed up. You don't find a game with less than 4 or 5 light tanks on either team anymore. That's just not a thing anymore. And it really makes me a little bit upset, because I was sick and tired of the Tusk contract that I quit it. And I moved on to this one without actually reading what the requirements were. Because I'm like, okay, fantastic. I'm finally going to switch and play some British heavies, some American mediums, and some German mediums. I was excited. I wanted to pull out the Leopard 1. I wanted to pull out the E50M. I wanted to pull out the Super Conqueror, or the 215B, or the Carnarvon, or the Conqueror. I wanted to play my Patton. I was super excited. And then I started it, and it was light tanks. Because I didn't read. I just assumed that they would all be like the other ones. And they're just light tanks. It's the same exact, requirements almost as the Tusk, with the same tanks. Why? It doesn't make sense. And I'm hoping that maybe it's a mistake, because it doesn't make sense. So now I'm concerned, what is the machine going to require? I imagined it was going to be the 50B, so I'm grinding for the 50B right now. I'm on the ARL. I would imagine it's the TVP, and I would imagine it's the Chieftain, right? Those are what make up the machine, the Tier 10, which is coming out soon. But what if they make you play artillery? Is that going to be the case? Are they going to be like, okay, you have to play artillery to get this tank? Which won't make any sense, but that could be the case, just because of how Wargaming has done it so far, right? Because apparently they don't care anymore about what tanks you need to play. They just throw up random tanks. And that is something I'm a little bit upset about. Actually, I'm very upset about. And I've decided, yes, I'm ranting about it right now, because I can. And so you're watching a Chieftain replay in the background, because this is what I would expect to have to play. Because seriously, it's a Chieftain turret. You would think I would have to play this tank. I would have to play the Chieftain or the Conqueror, right? Because that's usually how it is. Play Tier 9 or Tier 10. In fact, probably even tier 8 because, you know, it's a tier 9, and that's what they did with the Tusk. You had to play tier 9 and 10 for the Tusk. So I would imagine you'd have to play 8, 9, or 10 for the Sharpshooter, but it doesn't make sense because the Sharpshooter, so I can describe to you how the ops go. I can't display them on the screen because right now I'm just ranting. So that's what's going to happen. One of them, you start off and you have to play, I think it's tier 4 and up light tanks. And then another one's tier 7 and up light tanks. And then another one's tier 6 and up light tanks. And then on the 6th stage, which I'm on now, is tier 5 and up light tanks. It's so random. I feel like they just rolled some dice to figure out what they were going to do for it. Or they just, you know what, so maybe somebody came up with the Sharpshooter, and right before they released the machine, announced the machine, they said, yo, oh, let's also release this. And let's not think of any kind of special way to win it at all, and let's just throw random stages up. Because I think that's what they did. It was so random, and it made no sense. And I am personally very upset about it. Because I am sick of my light tanks. I've ground probably over 1 million experience from the Tusk and now the Sharpshooter in my light tanks. That I just can't do it anymore. It's I'm almost done with light tanks. I'm 100,000 away now before I finish the last op, or the last stage, to the point where I am then allowed to play heavies and mediums, which I'm excited about. But once again, it's French heavies and mediums, and American heavies and mediums, and lights as well. You know, if I want to do lights, which I won't. I'm done with lights. Like, gosh darn it, dude. But why is the French in there? Why aren't the British in there? Why aren't the German in there? And why is it American light tanks? Like, it's why? What? There's already, like, the two hardest, longest mercenary tanks, contracts to grind right now are, of course, the Sharpshooter and the Tusk. So they're the ones that most people are going for right now because they know it's going to be a long grind, may as well start it now. And yet, here we are. They've released both of them, and they're both exactly the same requirements. Almost exactly the same requirements. And the people were already complaining about light tanks. What was Wargaming thinking? Okay, players are complaining about the amount of light tanks in the matchmaking right now because of the Tusk. I've got an idea to fix this, they said. Let's release more mercenary tanks with different contracts. Great idea. And in fact, let's release a Sharpshooter, which is comprised of medium and heavy parts. Yes, but let's give it light tank requirements. What on earth? And what doesn't even make sense, I don't even think they meant to, because if you look at it, one of them is earn a high caliber and a light tank. That's weird. You would think they would want you to earn a patrol duty or scout duty, right? Or a scout or a patrol duty. That's what I'm trying to say, but they didn't. They did high caliber, and I don't mind that. That was definitely a little bit difficult in a light tank, definitely. But then the Lycan made it a little bit easier. But you know, Joe average players are not going to be able to get high calibers in their light tanks. They're not. So they're not going to be able to get this tank. And that's not a stage you can skip either. The one which requires the high calibers. And they've decided to add that. And you need to get it with a light tank. So I think this was, I'm hoping this was just a huge mistake and not their brain. I'm hoping somebody made a mistake. There was some kind of message that got mixed up. Somebody didn't understand. And that's my hope. I hope this was just an honest-to-goodness mistake, and next time they release the Sharpshooter, it's fixed. But I think they did it on purpose, and I'm trying to figure out why. What was their agenda? Why did they do that? Because it was such a bad decision. It was a bad decision. Completely, utterly trash. And so I'm a little bit upset about that, Wargaming. But there's my rant. We are cutting this game down to the wire. 1 minute, 20 seconds left. E5 in the distance. We're going to have to capture this base. So I'm heading my way to the base. But first, I'm trying to eliminate this. Oh, boy. We're down almost a minute, and the base got reset. Putting another shell in the T-110 E5. And down goes Doug and his 50B. Oh, boy. We can still cap it. We can both get on the cap circle. Finish off that guy. Boom. It goes in. I'm shooting the premium APCR, so the shells do not quite fire as well. Travel as quickly as regular APCR, and so we almost missed the lead there. Coming down 52 seconds, 51 seconds. There we go, we're on cap. If we get reset at all, we're gonna have to jump off. There is the light tank right there. We've got a HESH shell loading up. Are we going to be able to hit him? No, we missed the first shot. We need to get behind this 50B, but I'm putting my friend. No, he tracks us and resets the base where we don't have enough time. Can we hit him? Yes, we can. 503 damage roll. Now, we only need to hit him one more time. We have 30 seconds left. All he needs to do is drive away. So I'm going to try to cut him off on the left. I tell my platoon mate to try to cut him off on the right. We got to corner him. That's the only way we're going to finish this. If he continues to drive up towards the left, he is going to cross open field to get past us. So we do have him cornered. I think his best option is to hide behind this rock, which is on my right, and just sit there, because I'm not going to be able to get there in 10 seconds. But there is, he pokes out, and I missed the shot. Oh no, but he's still out in the open. Are we going to be able to finish him off? I think he's trying to kill me. Here he comes. We're down to 0. Every fire, we finish him off on the very last second. In fact, the timer was at 0 when we hit him, and as you saw, as soon as we hit him, the game ended, and we take down this win. It was a fun game. 11 kills in our platoon, 6,100 damage in the chieftain. I'm on the 100% grind. I am at 99.7%, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this thing out any day now. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and you didn't mind the ranting. This is what I wanted to rant about something, and this is my peevance right now, is all the light tanks. It's definitely a little bit annoying. I mean, light tanks are light tanks. It's definitely it's hurting marks of excellence too. Their marks are a lot lower because there's a lot less points nowadays. But anyway, that's my rant. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. Go check out Space Bandit and GotADingy's. Links to their YouTubes in the description below. Till then, this is GoGuys72 guys. Take care and peace out.